All right, maybe you tuned into this video because you're learning this skill right now and you need a little bit of help. Maybe you're in an algebra course and you should already know this skill and it's popping up in step 3 of solving an equation and you don't know what to do. You're being asked to multiply a whole number times a fraction. This is something we should be able to type on our calculators if we have them. If we don't have calculators, we should be able to solve these problems, no problems asked. So let's make sure we understand how to do this. At the end of the video, I'll explain to you why it works the way it does, and then you'll have a deep understanding and you'll be able to teach it to your peers. So 3 times 4 sixths, 5 times 3 fifths, 7 fourths times 8. One thing we need to understand about multiplication is we can flip-flop these if we wanted to. Okay, it doesn't matter if we change which one goes first and which one goes second because multiplication is commutative. It can move, right? 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3. So that does not matter just because those are flipped. It doesn't change anything. All right, so here we go, step by step. If you're multiplying a whole number times a fraction, just follow these simple steps. Multiply the whole number times the top. So we're going to multiply those two values. 3 times 4 makes 12. So I'm going to put a 12 up on top. The 6 does not change. And I'll explain at the end of the video why the 6 doesn't change. We never want to change the bottom number. So just keep it a 6. And now all we got to do is take 12, divide it by 6, and we'll have our final answer simplified down to 2. So when we multiply 3 times 4 sixths, we're going to end up getting 2 as the final value. All right, let's follow those exact same steps with problem number 2. We're going to take the whole number, multiply it by the top. So that's 5 times 3. 5 times 3 makes 15. So we're going to put 15 up on the top. And then remember, the bottom number doesn't change. Don't change it. Leave it as it is. It's a 5. Put 5 down there. Now we say 15 divided by 5, or 15 fifths. Fractions are really just division problems. Numerator divided by denominator. 15 divided by 5 makes 3. So our answer, 5 times 3 fifths makes 3. And last but not least, the only difference here is I flip-flopped them on you. I put the fraction first, I put the whole number second. Doesn't matter. Just still multiply the whole number times the top. Follow the same exact steps. So now we got 8 times 7. That's going to give me 56 over 4. And then I got to take 56 and divide it by 4. 14. So 7 fourths times 8 makes 14. Now some of you might be wondering, how did I take 56 divided by 4 and get 14 so fast? Use number sense. 56, that's a hard number to work with. Change it to a 40. Okay, so now we have 40 fourths. But 40 isn't 56. How much did I take off of 56? 16. So really I have those two values to make 56. That makes 10. That makes 4. So I just combined the 10 and the 4 in my head to get 14. Little tricks to the trade. As you get better and faster with math, you learn little tricks using strong number sense. Okay, so now, why does this work? Why do we only have to multiply by the top, divide by the bottom? That's all we're doing. Multiply by the top, get 12, divide by the bottom. Don't change the bottom. Multiply by the top, get 15, divide by the bottom. Don't change the bottom. Multiply by the top, 56, divide by the bottom. Don't change the bottom. Why does that bottom not change? Okay, so let me make one up real quick. 3 fourths times, let's go with 4. Okay? If I'm working this problem out, 4 times 3 fourths, or 3 fourths times 4, however you want to look at that, the whole number is always going to be over 1. 4 can change to a whole number. So I could take 4, erase it, put 4 on top, and whenever you're taking a whole number like 5 or 3 or 8, all you need to do is put a 1 underneath it. It's the same exact value, right? 4 divided by 1 is 4. Doesn't change it at all. Dividing by 1 does not change the value. So if you think about that, 3 over 4 times 4 is no different than 3 fourths times 4 once, or 4 over 1. And how do we multiply fractions? Sometimes kids are much better at just multiplying two fractions together, but then they struggle when it's a whole number and a fraction. If it was just two fractions, like we see here, we multiply fractions straight across. 3 times 4 makes 12. Over 4 times 1 would make 4. Notice that my bottom number did not change at all because you're always going to be multiplying by 1. Because all whole numbers, this over 1. So 4 times 1 would just stay 4. 5 over 1. So 1 times 5 would make 5. 3 over 1. So 1 times 6 would make 6. Bottom number doesn't change for that exact reason. Okay, so multiply by the top, boop, divide by the bottom. Follow those steps, you got this skill figured out. Multiply by the top, divide by the bottom. Take it easy. Good luck on your upcoming test.